Oh, doesn't it feel good today? This diving into self-care and all the wonderful things we're learning. I am pleased to introduce you to the next segment where we are going to be focusing on how to engage movement and motivation with Lisa Tennant from Relief Bodywork. So, Lisa, it's all yours.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. As I was reflecting in January with the new year and so many changes in our world and uncertainty, I thought, well, movement is wonderful. It helps bring clarity and it helps to motivate people and it helps to motivate me. So I wanted to talk. I'm a body worker, and so my job is really to listen to people, to um, hear how they feel in their body, whether they're comfortable, hear their stories, their emotions, because our bodies contain all of that. They really encapsulate our lives, what's going on now, what's happened in the past, all what we're feeling, our limiting beliefs, all of that. So I really enjoy getting to know people in that sense, and then really exploring what the body feels like, what the tissues feel like. And so today I thought we'll do a little meditation, which helps us explore the wisdom area of our feet and our legs. And I was introduced to the different wisdom areas of the body through a variety of teachings, but especially Suzanne Skerlock, who is the founder of Healing from the Core. And she's written a couple wonderful books. One I love is called Reclaim Your Body. And it talks about all the different wisdom areas of our body. And how amazing is that to think we have wisdom inside of us. And I love the bones and I love the feet and the legs because that's our foundation. So I thought now more than ever, gosh, we need our foundation. We need to be able to feel the ground underneath us, but we need to be able to move too. And so the gift of our legs and our feet is really steadiness and clarity. And so I thought we'd explore some of that today. It's also kind of fun to explore idioms related to our feet, and I'm sure all of you um, can relate to some of these. So I'm going to present two different sides of the story here. So we can be one, what I call stuck in the muck. We can be stuck and not be able to move forward in our goals, our hopes, our dreams, possibly our New Year's resolutions. And some of the idioms are she dragged her feet on that issue. He got cold feet. Don't get off on the wrong foot. He has feet of clay. Those are all, I mean, we can feel that, right? Like you can understand how that felt and how lack of movement and lack of motivation can go together. And then there's also what I like to call losing balance in the chaos of life. Um, and so some of those idioms are, get a foothold. She was back on her feet, or getting your sea legs. So we may also have that feeling now of there's so much uncertainty. There's so much going on in the world that we can feel off balance. We can actually lose our balance. We can run into stuff. We can be clumsy, that we're just not grounded. And so therefore, just wanted to be able to explore today how that can feel in the body. So let's begin. I'm going to have, I'm sitting obviously in a chair, but I'm going to encourage, if you're sitting in a chair, to be sitting in a chair, not be sitting like in a yoga pose with crossed legs. I want your legs to be able to be comfortable and your feet firmly and gently placed on the floor. So you're also sitting towards the front of your chair so that your support foundation is your hips and also your feet. So I want you to take a moment. If you have shoes on, slip those off so your toes can wiggle around and they can feel the floor underneath you. Allow your heels to rest and just feel that connection of your feet and the floor. Taking a nice breath, settling in and feeling your hips or your sits bones being supported by the chair, which is supported by the floor. Taking a couple full deep breaths. And as you do that, I also want you to think about elongating. So as we're pushing down or gently pressing into the floor, getting a sense of elongation in the spine. So as we press down, we also can lift up. So take a moment as you find your foundation and take a couple nice breaths. You may want to close your eyes or have a soft gaze. And just gently pulling up in your lower back, pulling up in the lumbar area, making a little more space in that lumbar area. Making more space in the mid back, maybe wiggle around a little to feel that back a little bit more. Pulling up through the upper spine, the shoulder region into the neck, all the way up to the crown of your head, to the top of the head. So you feel a sense of elongation within the spine. And then gently turning your attention to your feet. I want you to either imagine or possibly feel your own breath moving from your feet all the way up through the body as you inhale to the crown of the head. So we're going to do an inhale up to the crown of the head and an exhale from crown all the way down to the feet. Just exploring, inhaling up and exhaling down. And this parallel breath exercise I learned from Zero Balancing from Dr. Fritz Smith. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Take one more full inhale and exhale, returning to your focus being on your feet. And I'm going to have you just lean forward just slightly. We're going to start with our right foot. So your main support areas are going to be your left foot and leg and your hips. And I want you to turn, just glance at your right foot. Take a look and say, oh, is my front of my foot aligned with my heel? Or is my foot turned out to the side? Try to bring it into alignment so that the leg, both upper leg, lower leg, ankle, foot are all in the same plane, same line. It's a real gentle exercise. We're going to slowly roll up on that right foot. So lifting your right heel slowly and gently, rolling up till you feel some pressure on the ball of your foot, of your right foot, and then slowly roll back down. And as we do this, I want you just to notice, is there a little bit, as you roll up again, do you notice a little stretch through your arch, through your plantar fascia? Do you notice a wobble in your ankle? And we're just observing. We're trying not to let our judging brain get in the way here. So again, just rolling up, noticing, how does that feel? Does it feel stable? Does it feel wobbly in the ankle? Are you putting more pressure on the big toe as you roll up or more pressure on the pinky toe? And roll back down. And then just rest that right foot and ankle. Just notice any sensations, tingling, sense of warmth, maybe a little more spaciousness. And then we're going to shift our focus to the left foot. So our main support base is our right foot, leg, and our hips. I'm losing my little pull up in my spine. So that usually means it's a good time to prompt other people to pulling up gently in our spine and turn our focus to our left foot. Take a little peek at the foot again and just check in. Is everything in alignment? Is the ball of my foot and my heel in the same plane? Is my ankle and lower leg and upper leg in the same plane? Just checking your alignment. And you may even find this causes you to engage your core a little bit, which is fabulous. And again, we're going to gently roll up onto the ball of the foot, the left foot, and just noticing what you feel. You feel a little stretch in the plantar fascia, in the arch, in the bottom of the foot. Rolling up again. Notice any wobble in the ankle. If it wobbles, are you okay with that? Is there any memory or judgment or belief? When I've done this in the past, my one ankle I've twisted many more times. So there's this sense of instability and a little caution, like, oh, is that going to give out on me? So just notice like all of that, the sensations, any thought patterns. And then rolling back down and just resting again. So resting both feet flat on the floor, pulling up in your spine, feeling the foundation underneath you. Let's take a couple more deep, full breaths. And then we'll just shift and just kind of take a moment. And I don't know if, Denise, if you care to share at all how that felt in your body, in your ankles. Otherwise, I can also share, because it's good to kind of reflect and just see what we're aware of.
Yeah, I'm happy to share. I was not expecting the tension that had been in my legs. And I could feel it loosening, but it wasn't just loosening there, it was loosening literally all the way up. So it was a great exercise for me.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad you said that, because if we have tension in our feet, it does influence our whole body. And so often we're holding so much more tension than we're ever aware of. It's only until we start to feel pain or we have an injury that we go, oh my goodness, that it was holding a lot. And that's really, that's our stress response, right? What do we do? We shrink wrap. I like to call it shrink wrapping. Our fascia gets tighter, and that surrounds every muscle, every bone, every nerve, every organ. And so being able to stop and pause and do such a simple exercise can many times just feel grounding, feel relaxing, help drop some of the chaos and the chaos within us, and bring it on in, but in a very supportive way where we do feel our foundation as we're doing the exercise. Yeah. Well, good. I hope that was helpful. And as we move forward, whether it be exercise goals, I find that many times if we do have some of those injuries, to treat them kindly, to explore the injuries, but know that we may still be able to move forward, and we still may be able to exercise. And we may be holding those beliefs that, oh, I'm going to twist my ankle again, or I'm going to have another injury, and to just be aware that that's there. And then we can do strengthening exercises to help improve that. But the more we can feel ease in our ankles and in our feet, it helps us move forward with clarity and steadiness, which is really the gift of wisdom that our legs and feet give us.
That was fantastic. You still even have time if you had other things you wanted to cover.
Wonderful. I was surprised. I zipped through it so quickly. But this is, I guess, really the work that I love to do is to be able to help people become more aware. First and foremost, to help them um, find relief from pain. And I do acupressure, craniosacral, and zero balancing. You can learn more about that on my website or on You Define Wellness. But to help people also have a deepen their awareness to all the connections of who we are physically, um, what emotions we're feeling, past traumas, past injuries, like we're all of that. And just to be able to um, recognize that, tap into that wisdom and get insight from all of it, and then figure out how we want to move forward. So my mantra is always pause, find your foundation, come on inside, find your support, not only your own internal support, but support from such as events like today, the self-care events. There's support underneath us, there's support all around us, and then move from that place. So often we just move and we don't always take time to get grounded, to find our support, and then move forward. So um, I look forward to, I do some virtual work. I've started doing virtual body sessions to help people explore these patterns. And I also do in-person visits in Madison, Wisconsin. So